Hi there, it's Dean O'Dell with 7 Gables Real Estate and the O'Dell Group. Today is June 17th. It's time for another Tustin Talks, and boy, do we got a lot to talk about today. I think the number one question on everyone's mind right now is, when is this market going to let up? When's it going to slow down? And buyers, I think I got some good news for you, so let's get into it. It's not going to be a dramatic change, but it will be a change in your favor. So let's talk about why that is right now, and let's start with the charts. So looking at this first chart, the Orange County listing inventory. Wow, look at that red line. It just keeps dipping and dipping just a little bit. It's pretty flat. 2,214 homes on the market for all of Orange County. Just crazy. Now let's look at the 5-year average. The 5-year average was 6,529 homes. That excludes last year because we know that was not a normal year. But 6,529 is the norm. We're 2,214. We are almost a third of normal. You could see last year's numbers at 4,950, year before that 6,050, and the year before that 7,300. So we just keep dropping on inventory. Orange County demand year over year. Well, again, last year was an abnormal year. Let's look at the 5-year average. The 5-year average is about 2,864 homes. You could see we are right now at 3,057, just a little bit above the historical norm, but with a lot less inventory from buyers to choose from. But let me tell you why that's going to change. Stay tuned. Okay, this is the Orange County luxury demand chart, which means only homes over 1.5 million. And I'd almost question whether that's even luxury anymore, I'll tell you. Last year at this time, obviously a very strange year, less than 100 homes, just about 100 homes in escrow at that point in time. Right now, we are at 500 and maybe 25 homes in escrow, almost 5 times last year's over $1.5 million price range. If we look at the 2 previous years to that, throwing out last year, we had about 250. So we have almost doubled the average. The reason that's important is to understand how much demand there is in the higher end right now because of interest rates being as good as they are. Hey, sorry to interrupt this program, but we want to make sure you are subscribed to Tustin Talk, so please click on the subscribe button below. And then if that doesn't work, just go to theodellgroup.com, or you can go to youtube.com/Tustin Talks. Now let's get you back to the program. Okay, I want to introduce a new chart to you. It is the Orange County listing inventory versus demand, and it's an overlay of the demand on top of the listings. The listings are in light blue, the demand is in dark blue. This is one of the reasons I want people to see how we are nowhere near a market that's going to crash. Look back in 2007 when the market was at its highest point, 18,000 homes, and the demand was at its lowest point, under 2,000 homes. We're not even anywhere close to that. I mean, people keep saying, oh, it's going to crash, this is going to go wrong, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there's just nothing in the market that's going to indicate that right now. We have no distress sales. People have equity in their homes. But look at the very right side of this chart where we are today, and look at the demand versus the supply. There is nowhere else in this chart where demand exceeded supply. We came pretty close in 2013, but here is the good news for buyers. Not the best news for sellers, but it's really just normal. Okay, so let's talk about why I say normal. Okay, we just went through the busiest time of the year. Everybody thinks the summer's the busiest time of the year. No, the spring is the busiest time of the year. Relative to listing inventory, the best time is in the first 3 months as a seller. Still very good in the summer market, spring market better. Okay, that's over. We are now looking at May to July, 5-year average. If we take the 5-year average, throwing out last year, what should happen is we should have closer to 2,800 homes by the end of July. The demand will drop from where it is now closer to about 2,900 homes. So we have that supply and demand relationship about to change here, okay? Historically, that's what happens. Let's see if it happens this year, and if it does, it will take our expected marketing time from 22 days up to about 28 days. which means we're just putting a little water on this fire. It's not going to be a dramatic change, but it's going to be a change, okay? Not showing you my favorite chart this week by price range because we've got a lot of charts, but look at this chart here, okay? This is 2021 versus 2006 and 2007 for expected marketing time. Take a look at the red line. We're at 22 days right now. Like I said, we may go up to 29 days. Look at the legend there for how many days of marketing time it takes to dictate what kind of market we're in. Under 60 days is still a hot seller's market. That's why I say it may move towards the buyer's benefit, but it's just gonna feel like you slowed down from 120 to 110 miles per hour or something. It's still gonna be very quick. But look at the previous years on that chart in 2006 and 2007. Look at those expected marketing times. The blue line, 2006, 160 days. 2007, 260 days. If you look at where it peaked in 2007, it was 475 days. What I'm trying to explain to you is when you hear all this craziness about the market going to crash, it's going to change, to get back to 2006, 2007 levels, we have to go from 22 days on the market up to 475 days on the market. We're not even close, you guys. That's going to take a while. And the only thing that's going to change this market right now is going to be interest rates jumping up, okay? And that is also expected to happen in the summer. They will start rising, and that will also help increase the supply relative to the demand. But we got a long way to go. Okay, we're moving on to the Tustin data here, which you can only find on Tustin Talks. It's going to look at our 3 zip codes of North Tustin, Tustin, and Tustin Ranch and Legacy area. So if we look at the data here, you can see we are down in every market, especially that 92782 on listing inventory. We're down by a minimum of 43%, anywhere up to 78% there. If you look at new listings, you can also see that those are down everywhere except Tustin this year. Tustin's got a little bit more, but remember, we are comparing this to last year, which was a strange year, and that is reflected in the solds, right? Because the solds, everything was kind of on hold there for a while. We were just starting to come out of people feeling comfortable enough to at least make some offers and do some things last year at this time. We've gone a long way from there. We're up 135% in North Tustin, 150% in Tustin, and 200% in the 92782 zip code. Look at the pendings. You can see how much we're up in those zip codes as well. Now, look at the months of inventory dropped in every market. I mean, we're less than a month of inventory in all 3 markets. That's just crazy. If you look at the active listings, you can see which markets have changed in which direction, the solds, which have changed in which direction by active price. And again, you look at that final FLP, final list price to sold price, 102, 104, and 103% of list price. That means on average, you're talking about houses selling over asking price in all the markets. Crazy. And you can see the rest of the categories there, including average days of the market. You know, you can see that those have all dropped as well. So the Tustin market is doing really, really well. It's actually outperforming the county market. So now we're going to move on to buyer and seller advice. Okay, let's start with the sellers. Okay, sellers, you've had a great run. It's going to continue for a while. Are we maxed out on prices? Probably not. The supply versus demand is still way in your favor, but what we're going to start seeing most likely is the speed of the market slowing down. Now look, do not make the mistake that I hear people saying out there, because it's absolute BS, okay? You want to get the most money for your house. The best thing you can do is get it into the best condition possible, and on top of that, have it marketed properly and all the offers negotiated properly for you. There is a process to this market. It takes experience. I've heard people say, well, anybody could sell a house now, and I could just pay a lower fee and I could do this and I could do that. No, it's not like that, okay? So give us a call and we can explain that more into detail, but do not make the mistake of selling your home either off market or with somebody who is not doing this on a regular basis, okay? We're doing this 10 times a month, okay? So let us help you, okay? Buyers, you're gonna feel like, you're almost gonna feel a breath of relief here. You're gonna feel like, wow, the house didn't sell in 2 days, it sold in 7. Maybe it didn't sell that first weekend, maybe it took 2 weekends. Speed's gonna slow down a little bit most likely, but still a lot of competition out there. If interest rates start to go up, you'll see less competition, but it's gonna take a long time for this market to get back in balance. So just be patient and stay with it. All right, so that's it for today's Tustin Talks. We will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye. Hey, don't forget the Odell Group is one of the top 10 teams in Orange County. We have sold thousands of homes. So draw from our experience and let us help you out. Subscribe right now and watch our videos to educate yourself whether you're a buyer, seller, or both. And then visit our website at theodellgroup.com and reach out. And let's get to know each other so we can help you. All right? Thanks. Bye-bye.